at Brobridge High. We changed one about 5 years ago. So we changed out that second one that's 20 to 25 years old, and at St. Martinville High, both chillers are 25 plus years old. And at St. Martinville High, if you recall, the chillers are not as big as the ones at Brobridge High. So if one chiller, at Brobridge High, if one chiller goes down, the other one is big enough to cool the entire school. At St. Martinville, they were designed differently back in the 70s and 80s. One chiller is not big enough to handle the entire facility. So if one goes down, you're not going to be able to cool the entire building with it. So there's a 55-week lead time on ordering those chillers. So if a chiller goes out, you're gonna, like at St. Martinville, you could potentially be out of air conditioning. You'd have to bring in portable units and whatnot for a long time. At Brobridge High, if one goes out, you could get by with one for 6 months or whatever. But we're getting at a point now where they're at the end of their lifespan, and we have between ESSER money and parish-wide bond money, you have the money to change them out. So we're asking for approval to do that so that they can, if they place the order this month in May, you would have the equipment in by May of next year so they could do the work over the summer while there's no kids there. So
Motion to accept.
And that's strictly for the St. Martinville and Brobridge chillers, right?
there's, in St. Martinville, it's both chillers. At Brobridge High, it's one chiller, and what's the other piece of equipment?
EVR.
The EVR on the, it's your fresh air exchange on the roof.
Cecilia doesn't have any?
No.
Cecilia doesn't have chillers, they have individual units, and 2 or 3 years ago, we changed out all of them. So we did it.
Okay, I have a motion by Mr. O.T. to accept, second by Mr.
That chiller was changed, was it changed in 2015?
We changed one of them at Brobridge High approximately 4, 5, 6 years ago, something like that.
So that's not the one we're gonna change.
No, we're gonna change the second one.
Mr. Duriels.
Okay, Mr. Dory, second. All right, let's vote. Motion passed. Item 2E, consider and/or recommend action with regard to the Cecilia High School roof project.
Okay, the board approved a budget of $990,000 for changing out the roof on Cecilia High School's gym. It's beyond the point of repair. Mr. Adam Lochley is the engineer that spec'd out the project. We got our bids in this week, and they actually came in very good. The low bidder that we can accept is $675,000. And that is with more core roofing. It's, I'm sorry, $668,250. With more core roofing, we've done work with them before. Do decent work. We have no problem with them. So we are recommending the low bid.
I have a question, well, motion to accept, but I have a question.
Go ahead.
For the attorney, possibly. We have this project that was bidded out and everything, and we'll approve it tonight. Can I put another project in there also this is the problem. St. Martinville Senior High, their baseball, what is it, the field, the dugout, the clubhouse caved in, and it's a roofing project. Can I word it somewhere as to where I can tie that in there, or I'd have to come back at a different meeting? Okay, just because I felt that we were saving money, and y'all in need because y'all short on money. That would probably be one of the areas, and that shouldn't be that expensive of a,
Well, if it's below the threshold for public bids, you wouldn't need to come back for a public bid. You could just get, you could get quotes and do it.
okay.
So
So
250 something is your threshold.
Okay, I have a motion by Mr. Stanberry, second by Mr. O.T. Let's vote.
Is it more than 250?
that roof,
You just get some quotes.
Motion passed. Item 2F, consider and/or recommend action with regard to Cecilia area bond fund. Mr. Brett.
Okay, there's several areas in Cecilia where, after discussion with board members and some members of faculty and staff at Cecilia, where we would like to be able to allocate some funds and give the Cecilia area board members the authority to to do something with their funds. So,
And basically, what we're looking at is, to approve tonight, the ability to maneuver $100,000 for the bond money. And these are the things that we're looking at. The girls softball team has basically done all their work themselves. They've borrowed money from the school board. So we'd like to help because we gave more money to baseball. We think that it's probably fair to give them some of the money right there. Just don't know the exact dollar amount. That's why we asked them for the 100,000, because the boys' baseball field, the only thing the coach is asking is to extend the fencing. We're having a problem during baseball season where people park on a private property and watch the game for free, and it's like 10 trucks, multiple people. And of course, so he feels that if he can extend his high fence, that shouldn't be that big of a deal. And then I've also been in communication with the basketball coach. We can't do too much basketball, volleyball, can't do too much inside the gym because of the outside was about to take place. And then also, Mr. Blanchard and I kind of talked about one thing, and I haven't talked to any of the other board members, is probably also to help out the band a little bit, because the guys doing a phenomenal job out there. That ought to make you happy, Ms. Vidal.
Oh, definitely.
But that's, I just wanted to give you the scope of what we would like to get the approval of 100,000 and kind of make sure that we go from there. And that would knock out a few projects right now.
Motion to accept.
Have a motion by Mr. Forte, second by Ms. Costello. Any further question, Mr. Forte?
Again, some board members not properly represented.
Richard, I did not call you on that. I'll be honest.
I'm just saying, I don't think we should move $100,000 and we need some work done at Cecilia Junior High and also Tech.
Well, that's why we got the list tonight. I don't know if you saw it on your list in the front of you.
Apparently somebody micromanaged.
No, that means if you had other meetings,
You know, I just want to go on record to say that some board members are not contacted about these issues.
I tell you what, if it's me putting the meeting together, I promise you I'll call you.
Okay.
I feel like Richard, because I don't know what y'all talking about. You know, y'all get together and then y'all come up with something and then we vote. I don't want to vote for something that I don't want to vote for. So we need
I
to
agree.
get together, communication. We need to communicate with one another, see what's going on in the parish. And I would like to be involved in it too. I'm just hearing certain things that we voted for. I'm not voting for something that I don't understand. So we need to communicate, board members. You just can't have a little crew and then talk between Cecilia, St. Martinville, and Blue Bridge. We all need to communicate and see where the money is going. We're not communicating.
Ms. Johnson, in the past, as far as tonight's meeting, all we're doing is giving authority in the local areas that has already been approved. The money's in that area. So it's basically, and listen, I'll be the first to admit, I did not call Richard. So, on the Cecilia stuff. But I mean, in my defense, Richard, you don't answer that phone call. So I get tired. Even you know what I'm talking about.
Okay,
I'm gonna leave that alone. You didn't call.
let's go ahead and vote.
That's why we get along, Rich.
Yeah, I'll take that back.
Okay, the motion passes.
I'll take the heat.
Item 2G, discuss the flood insurance. Mr.
Yes, and I apologize for not noticing this the last time, but when we got the premium for the insurance last time, look at all the individual ones, and this is Cecilia and Brobridge High School only. And they basically broke it down like multipurpose building, old multipurpose building. The most expensive premium on there, bet you no one can guess. The greenhouse at Brobridge High School.
The greenhouse.
And I'm forwarded that because that premium is $1,907. Some of the big buildings and the other ones, the next highest one is the administration cafeteria at Cecilia High School, so that's the main building, $1,600. I don't get that. So Casey, that might be a question that we need to address.
Do we even need insurance on the greenhouse?
That's what I was wondering, and that's flood insurance.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We don't need insurance on flood insurance on a greenhouse.
Here it is.
We, it's,
That's just gonna water the plant.
Geez, it's a gravel pool.
Might wanna, before that policy, you might wanna amend that section of it, you know.
I'm assuming he used our property list for each
We'll
school.
have to check with them and see,
To
because that might be
obtain that.
something that can be removed. The greenhouse,
And then the concession stands $800 at one school, let me see if they have it, no, that's just at Roberts High School. It just kind of caught me off guard when I saw that.
We're not required to have flood insurance at either one of those schools. Y'all voted to do that a couple of years ago, and we've just maintained it over the years.
Yeah.
So
I just wanted y'all to know, I'm finished with that. Next.
Motion to adjourn. Motion by Mr. Cochi, second by Mrs. Stelling. Meeting adjourned.
That's probably where other bathrooms and stuff is talking about.
oh, yeah. Sorry. In the name of the Father, and Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. Heavenly Father, we come together today asking your guidance, wisdom, and support as we begin this meeting. Help us to engage in a meaningful discussion, allow us to grow closer as a group, and nurture the bonds of community. Fill us with your grace as we make decisions that affect everyone in our school system. Thank you for protecting St. Martin Parish from storms and sparing us from damage. Give us your grace that we may do our part as public servants. Amen.
Amen. Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, and announcements, acclamations.
Okay, we have a number of announcements tonight and acclamations. First of all, at Cecilia High School, we have a couple of things. One of them is at Cecilia High, received the Safe School Award from Oshners in Lafayette. Dr. Kelly, they're, I forget what you call another guy on the football field that goes out when he gets hurt. Was that athletic trainer? Thank you. He filled out, and only 8 schools in our region were named, and Cecilia High was one of them. Again, Safe School Award from Oshners in Lafayette. Okay. Also, this weekend, I was looking for Mr. King from Cecilia High. He may not be here yet, but Cecilia High participated in Battle of the Bands this weekend, and they placed first in the small school division with a score of, I think, 283 out of 300, a near perfect score. So, they did exceptionally well. Mr. King has done a phenomenal job with that band, both in terms of improvement in the quality of the music they play, as well as in the number of kids in the band. I said this at a board meeting one time, and people kind of laughed when I said it. The first time I went to one of their performances, it was okay, but it wasn't great. But every time I go to one, they invite me to their thing at the end of the summer band camp, their winter production. Every time I go, it gets better and better and better. They really do. They play, seated like classical type music, not just marching band stuff, and it is very good. He has brought them a long way. Okay? And he's bringing kids into the band. More and more, the number of kids is growing. So I think he deserves some recognition. And the motion Mr. Hebert made a while ago about money for Cecilia for softball and baseball. I'm proud to say it was my idea to ask him, can we do something for the band too? They borrowed some money. Can we write off some of that, use some bond money to pay for that because of the job that he's done with that band. So he's done an excellent job. I wish he was here to hear that, but anyway. Okay, we have two schools that have some iReady awards. Dr. Dalport, you want to announce
I
them?
don't know if they are here. They're not here, so,
Okay.
but you can announce them.
Okay.
To Mr. Lynn.
In the primary elementary division, Tesh Elementary, a 99.65 completion rate. Cecilia Primary was a close second with a 99.17 completion rate on iReady. The middle school division, Parks Middle, 98.6 completion rate with Cecilia Junior High, close behind it with a 97.52 completion rate. So congratulations to both schools on getting that many students to participate, to take the test and join in the remediation that goes along with it. Okay. We have also some awards from Ms. Riddell.
I'll check and see how many are here, because they will come in at 4:30.
Okay, we can do a couple of other things and come back in 5 minutes. 10 minutes. Okay. All right. Can Mr. Shirley come in? Okay. Okay, I received a letter from the State Department, Louisiana Department of Education. They're now, over the years, they designate schools with awards. Way back when I was a principal at Cecilia Junior High, it was a school of exemplary growth, but they changed the terminology. Now you have a Louisiana comeback campus, okay? So now there are a lot of schools in the state, and we have 41 schools in the state that are designated Louisiana comeback campuses. And Stevensville Elementary, which is now an A school, they grew last year and are now an A school, received the award. And while we're waiting for the last few kids to get here, tonight is my last regular board meeting, okay? We have a special board meeting next week, but tonight is my last one. So board members in front of you, there's a little bag, a little gift from my wife and I. There's a loaf of homemade bread and a jar of figs. So, I was gonna tease y'all and say I was up all night baking that, but y'all know I'd be lying. My wife's the one that baked it. So I just wanted to thank everybody, let you know it's been, we've dealt with some difficult things over the years. I've been here 32 years. I climbed every rung on the ladder: teacher, assistant principal, principal, supervisor, director, and superintendent. I'm proud of my career. I'm proud of the opportunities the board has given to me. It's been a pleasure working for you. I want to thank the board and the community for that. I'm moving on to, the greener pastures or different pastures, as I said earlier. So I just wanted to thank you all for that. I have a few gifts to some members of my staff. First of all, to Mr. Wills, the incoming superintendent. There's something from Claire and I. Mr. Henry Darcell, the gift. Henry and I fought a lot of dealt with a lot of difficult issues with a lot of construction, a lot of bus accidents, a lot of power outages and whatever else that goes on at a school. And he's been at that support all the time, always supportive and a very good friend. There's a lot of days I don't know if I'd have made it without Hank Darrison. So always a pleasure, always support. And Miss Casey, the money person. Okay. Thank you, Ms. Casey. You get hit with a lot of things, a lot of people asking you for stuff, so I run over to Casey's office, what do you think about this? And sometimes the answer was, yeah, that's something we can do. But it's important that you have a CFO that when you go to her with something, or him, is willing to say, you can't do that, it's too much money, or that's gonna push back on you, and not just say yes, and that's what Ms. Casey's done. I joke with her, I go in her office sometimes in the afternoon, because I gotta get out of my office for a minute, and I'll tell her, look, I'm just a little slack-eyed and silly. So I need to get out of my office. So when I get slack-eyed and silly with a crazy idea, sometimes she's the one that pushes back and says, you can't do that, that doesn't make sense. You need that, you need somebody that's gonna challenge you once in a while. So when it came to money stuff or programs, she did that. And Ms. Jordan. Ms. Jordan's we've worked together for quite a few years, principal, supervisor, had that relationship. And Ms. Jordan is very level-headed, very fair-minded, and will be the person to come in my office sometimes quietly by herself and say, look, Mr. Blanchard, I think you need to consider this, or I think we need to do this, or whatever. So she's been that quiet little voice, that voice of reason, that's been there all the time that I've been superintendent, so thank you. Okay, Ms. Julie. So Ms. Julie is the personnel HR person. We've only worked together. When it comes to doing investigations and handling all those things that go along with human resources, she picked up very quickly. She's got a keen eye for investigating and for picking up on what is real and accurate and important, and when somebody's trying to pull the wool over your eyes, okay? And she will call it like she sees it, okay? I'm not gonna use the street slang for it, but I'll tell you, she'll call it. Okay, Dr. Dalcourt. I started my career on staff working for Dr. Dalcourt. She was my boss. We go back in that relationship 17 or 18 years. Always been a pleasure, been that support there all the time, confidant when I needed it, and I appreciate all the help and support and the guidance. Ms. Tina, do you hear Ms. Tina here?
Yes.
She's over there, okay. Ms. Tina has a tough job in the system over transportation nowadays. You know the trouble getting drivers and stuff, so the phone never stops ringing. There's never a day without a problem, so she's toughed it out. So. And she's another person I go way back with the school board. So, Ms. Tina, thank you. Thank you for last, well, second to last, and certainly not least, Pete came into maintenance. I think it was a surprise to all of us, including him, when he applied for the job and everything. But Pete's very knowledgeable, knows his job, has done a lot, gotten a lot done. At the same time, he's another one of these people like Miss Julie that will let you know when it's something, doesn't think something is right. And that's a valuable trait, an important thing to have in a position like this, where you can have somebody that's going to tell you, I disagree, or whatever other terminology you use. And Pete's also very religious and very spiritual. So the terminology he uses, I'm not referring to profanity. So, Pete, thank you for always being honest and doing the job that you do and difficult things you have to deal with. Yes. And last but not least is the person I lean on every day, Secretary Ms. Wendy. You see Ms. Wendy there? She never says anything. She's quiet around the office. She's extremely efficient and always prepared. You know, she comes in my office and tells me, Mr. Blanchard, don't forget about this. Remember, you've got that. When it comes to the agenda, this is what we did last year. Make sure you put it on. She's always there, keeping me, you know, I'm late for a lot of stuff, but to the best of her ability, keeping me on time and where I need to be. She's that quiet little voice, always protecting me. People call sometimes and they want me and she directs them to the right department. So as far as secretaries go, Mr. Wills, I have to tell you, you're probably getting one of the best ones in the world. So, Ms. Wendy, thank you for everything. Again, I want to thank the board for the opportunities y'all have given me. You know, in 8 more days, you're going to have a very capable person walking in who I know is going to work very hard. I've worked with Mr. Wills for many years now, and I think he's going to do a fine job, and he has the knowledge and the experience in the district to walk right into it and just take it over seamlessly. And he's got some pretty big ideas when it comes to academics on what he wants to do, so I think he's going to do a great job. So, thank you. All right. We'll turn it over to Ms. Riddell.
I'd like to mention, because, I guess I'd like to speak on behalf of the board. We want to thank you because it's a thankless job. And the one thing I can tell you is that you had integrity. And for me, that you never lied, and that was a big thing in my opinion, because you knew where you stood and everything. We didn't always agree, but it was all good. So, thank you.
I like to ditto that and say, Al, it was a pleasure. And I tell you what, I was most comfortable working with you than any other student. So I appreciate all you did and how you shared with us. And you were, like I said, like he said, you were honest with us. You told us up front what was what. We just had to make a decision whether we agreed on it or not. We appreciate everything you did.
So thank you.
Thank you for all the years of service. You did a great job.
I want to add one thing that, through all of this, from the, starting my career and everything, my family and my wife, without them, I could have. I tell this to people all the time, when I started teaching, I bought this big poster in my classroom, and it was like 10 things that make you successful. And the first one was marry the right person, because that determines 90% of your success. And I'll tell you what, I'm usually tripping over my own 2 feet, but I did that one right. And so my wife's not here tonight, but she's I tell people all the time, if it wasn't for my wife, I'd be wandering around in a circle somewhere in clothes that don't match. But that's the truth. She's, without Claire.
Mr. Al, thank you for working with us. And I know sometimes you have some difficult times with some of the board members, but you were calm and collected. And when I would call you for anything, you would answer all my questions. And it's time for you to go to the next chapter. So good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for working with us.
Thank you, Al.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. You want to continue on acclamations?
Yeah, I'll turn it over to Ms. Riddell, and she's going to go through the AR awards.
Before you get started, can you take a picture with Tash Elementary because Miss Shelley is here?
Yeah.
We missed the, I was covering. I know. It's a lot. Oh, I'm sorry. You were the elementary winner of the year, so you come on this side. You said year of the 8. I'll take year. Go ahead, I'm not getting into it. Y'all ready? Thank you. Congratulations. I wanted to get this in a little early this year, so Mr. Al gets to do this for his last time. Okay, reading serves as a basic building block for learning regardless of the school subject. It also increases one's literacy quotient by expanding vocabulary, which is something all of our kids struggle with, increasing comprehension, and sharpening writing skills, which is another area that our kids struggle with. In other words, reading is essential for academic growth and for personal success. Accelerated Reader is a digital supplemental program that helps students and teachers manage and monitor independent reading practice. This resource is paid for by the district, and it's available to all 1st through 12th grade students in St. Martin Parish. Students pick a book at their own level, their own interest, and they read it at their own pace. When students finish the book, they take a short quiz on the computer to check their understanding. As students read through the quizzes and they take their test, they earn points and their progress toward their individual accelerated reader goals. This year, we also purchased Star Reading and Star Math, so it'll be easier for the librarians at the schools to kind of set those goals and help students figure out which books they need to select at which level. Over 1,200 students participated this year, which is a bump up from last year and the year before. However, for the sake of time, today we will honor students in grades 1 through 12 who earned 100 points or higher, and students in grades, 1 through 8. And students in grades 9 through 12 who earned 250 or higher, or we would be here all day. Between our 37 honorees, they have read over 36 million words. Congratulations to Cecilia High School with the most participants. They had 275 students participate this year. Followed closely by Tesh with 241 and Cecilia Primary with 183. Kudos also to Stevensville Elementary with the highest percentage of students participating. They had 56%, so over half of their students participated, followed by Cecilia Primary with 49% and Tesh with 42%. So honorees, as I call your name, you will come up. You will get your award from Mr. Blanchard and you will take a picture. And as I told some of you when you first arrived, there are boxes in the back, well, in the foyer that match your award. If you like to take the box with you, you can do that on your way out. Again, congratulations. Okay, the first one is Malaysia Ames, first grade student at Cecilia Primary. Is Malaysia here? Okay, Ella D. Chance. Is Ella D here? Come on up, Ella D. Cecilia Primary, Ella D had 128 points, and it's hard for the babies to get that many points because most of their books are like 0.5. So she read the books. Hayden Cole, second grade, Cecilia Primary. Hayden has 104 points. Landon Finroy, second grade, Cecilia Primary. Landon had 111 points. Ethan Johnson, first grade, Cecilia Primary. Ethan had 104 points. Emmy Bergeron. Is Emmy Bergeron here? Emmy Bergeron is a third grader at Parks Primary, and she has 105 points. Layla Burrow. Layla is a third grader at Parks Primary. She had 101 points. Jade Noel. Jade Noel attends Parks Primary, and she had 114 points. Hayden Baptiste. Is Hayden here? Okay, Hayden attends St. Martin Primary with 125 points. Colin Boudreaux. Colin here? Okay, Colin also attends St. Martinville Primary with 105 points. Terrell Hall. Okay, Terrell Hall also attends St. Martinville Primary, and Terrell is our first word millionaire from St. Martinville Primary. Tristan Hall. I know Tristan is here. We had a conversation in the hall. Tristan attends St. Martinville Primary. He had 115 points.
Thank you so much. It was nice meeting you.
Madison Price, I told you we had a competition. Madison attends St. Martinville Primary. She's in the 3rd grade with 232 points. Bo Euler, St. Martinville Primary. He had 105 points. Keon West. Keon's not here, but he also attends St. Martinville Primary with 115 points. Jaden Whitehead. Is Jaden here? Okay, St. Martinville Primary, 108 points. Victor Ballinger. I asked how to pronounce it in the hall and probably still got it wrong. Okay. He attends Test Elementary. He had 107 points. Silas Blanchard, Tesh Elementary, 147 points. Sophia Blanchard. Is Sophia here? Sophia is not here, but Sophia attends Tesh Elementary, and Sophia is also a word millionaire. Catherine Butte. Okay, Ms. Butte also attends Tesh, and she had 120 points. Nicholas Schultz. Nicholas attends Tesh, and he had 206 points, and Nicholas is also a word millionaire. Ryder LeBlanc. Okay, hold on, Ryder. Ms. Schultz, you gotta come up here. Ryder LeBlanc also attends Tesh Elementary, 127 points. I'm gonna mess this up. Aaliyah Ruffin, or Alasia Ruffin, is she here? Tesh Elementary, 4th grade, 137 points. Isaac Filer, St. Martinville Junior High, he's not here, with 207 points. And he's a word millionaire. Olivia Joseph, St. Martinville Junior High, 102 points. Okay, DeAndre Briscoe is not here. He's playing football, but his mom is here. He has 186 points, Cecilia Junior High, and he's also a word millionaire. Alyssa Martinez. Okay, Alyssa is not here. Cecilia Junior High, 139 points. Stephen Gibson is not here, but Mr. Shirley is gonna come pick it up for him. He's from Stevensville. He had 126 points for the Addison Rink, also from Stevensville. She had 112 points, and she's not here. Okay, that's our 100-point club. The 250-point club starts with a little 4th grader all the way from Stevensville, Mr. Jack Shirley. And Mr. Jack Shirley had 2,477,071 words. Our next 250-point club member is Harley Price, a fifth grader from St. Martinville Primary. 587,637 words. Is Caleb Terrio here? Is Caleb Terrio? Okay, Caleb Terrio is a ninth grader at Brookridge High School. He's also a word millionaire with 1,857,950. Angel Bonet. Angel Bonet is an 11th grader, Cecilia High School. And she read 2,750,530 words. I'm gonna get them all in there. Gabriel Bonet. Gabriel is a 12th grader at Cecilia High School. Another word millionaire, 1,714,697. Connor Doyle. Okay, Connor Doyle is not here, but Connor is also a 12th grader, at, this makes no sense, but Cecilia High School with 1,631,406 words. Now we get to the 500-point club. We have two. Aiden Jobert. Aiden is a 7th grader at Cecilia Junior High. Aiden read 3,133,241 words. And our second and last 500-point club member is Cammie Guillory, an 11th grader at Cecilia High School. Cammie had 511 points and read 3,429,728 words. Congratulations to all honorees, all principals, and especially to my librarians who pushed it this year. Next year, make the list even longer. Thank you.
I've been informed that since we've moved forward, Mr. King has shown up. Mr. King? Did Mr. King get here? Oh, okay, somebody told me he was here, so, okay. The next item, Southern Scripts Employee of the Month. Our Southern Scripts Employee of the Month is Miss Angel Deloney. Miss Angel is a behavior interventionist at Brookridge Primary. She's also very active in the discipline committee around the parish. I'm working with Miss Angel for many years, and it's an absolute pleasure and knowledgeable about discipline and a leader in that discipline committee. Mr. President, that concludes acclamations and okay, Ms. Wendy's reminding me, we handed out the agendas for the special meeting next Wednesday, Thursday, I'm sorry, the 11th. You are going to get them in the mail. And what's the other one? Tier 3 personal financial disclosure forms for due May 15th.
All right, any additions or deletions?
St. Martinville High, Mr. Lane's going to be handing out some packets to you. just for your review, doesn't require any action, but he'll be handing them out to y'all. Some information regarding St. Martinville High's athletic program.
All right.
But you can continue, Mr. President. He's just handing it out.
Do we need to remove any items from the consent agenda to be discussed? If not, I would entertain a motion to accept the consent agenda item.
Move to accept.
Mr. Abear, and second by Mr. Blake. All in favor? Motion passes. All right. Next item is to consider and approve the advertisement of the extended school year services for the summer of 23. Ms. Jordan, Ms. Laviolette.
I think that's part of consent.
Hold on. Oh, wait, that's part of the consent. I'm sorry. I just went to the next page. My bad like this. All right. All right, let's see. Item 4, Finance Committee recommendations. Do you have a motion to approve?
Move to accept.
Mr. Abear, second by Mr. Cereal. All right, let's vote. Passes. Board member request, item A, Mr. Abear has to. Oh, man, I'm going bad. That's. Oh, no. I might need to. Oh, item 5, new business, and I checked it off. Consider and approve Head Start Policy Council recommendations, the PC minutes, new hire recommendations, MOU on planned pregnancy center, Ms. Argel.
Again, Ms. Angel is absent due to a conference. So do you guys have any questions in reference to the information that was submitted to you in your packet?
We have a motion by Mr. Pucci. We have a second by Mr. Durio. Let's vote. All right, motion passes. Next item is 5B, consider and approve proposed changes to the current St. Martin Parish COVID-19 guidelines. Ms. Yuba?
At the last meeting, Mr. Potier brought up a concern about the COVID guidelines. So what we did is Ms. Huval researched the current Louisiana Department of Health guidelines, and they're included in your packet, but they refer you to the CDC. They don't issue their own guidelines anymore. It's to the CDC. And what it boils down to is this, that if you're sick and you're running fever and you test positive for COVID, they're recommending that you stay home for 5 days and that you can return when you're fever-free and symptom-free. There's also the possibility there of if you're positive but with no symptoms, that you can come to work with a mask on and just stay away from people as much as you can. She included them in the packet here. When a person has fever, whether it's COVID or the flu or anything else, typically when you're running fever is when you're contagious. So you don't want people at work spreading that around, no matter what it is. Okay. So my recommendation to the board, Ms. Huval and I have discussed it, and Ms. Huval, if I say something you disagree with, you feel free to speak up. Okay. But my recommendation to the board is that you accept a policy that if a person's positive and symptomatic and can spread COVID, that they need to stay home. But if they're feeling well and healthy and they can come to work, they come to work, which is what you would do if you had the flu, a bad cold, or anything else, okay? If they're feeling well and healthy and maybe they're concerned, put a mask on and come to work, okay? That's my recommendation to the board.
Okay, do I have a motion?
Rich?
Motion to accept by Mr. Clay. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Ordru. All right, let's vote. All right. Passes. All right, let's see, item 6, board member request, item A, Ms. Davis asked to discuss after we come back out of executive session. we'll go to item B, which is mine. All right, I'd like to petition the board to do a study on office space, before we go into, building an extra annex in the back over here or adding on. I think we need to look at the space available in this building and see how we can accommodate the needs here before we extend in any other direction. So, if the board would accept that, we just need a motion to do a study. And I would propose that Mr. Poche or somebody else do the study and get back with the board as soon as possible so we can look at it.
Second.
Motion and a second by Mr. Stephen S. Vital. Please vote. All right, that passes. Mr. Al, can you get somebody to,
Mr. Poche is already under contract for stuff like that, so.
okay, good,
Ms. Casey and I will reach out to him tomorrow and,
appreciate it. All right, motion to go into executive session. Motion by Mr. Clay, second by Mr. Steve.
We're gonna do it.
second by Mr. Stelling. All right, first on the agenda is on, student A. Do I have a motion to follow staff recommendation? Do I have a motion by Mr. Clay? Do I have a second?
Let's
Second
come
by
out.
Mr. Durio.
I let Ms. Substitute motion,
All right,
and student A, they give them 9 days.
all right, we have a substitute motion of, Mr. Poche to give the student 9 days. We have a second by Ms. Vito. All right, let's vote.
Goes back to the original motion.
Wait, we got one that didn't vote.
You said.
Yeah.
It won't matter.
Was that?
5-5, it's just.
Still fails. So we go back to the original vote. Original vote is to follow staff recommendation. Let's vote.
I read it.
Vote, we gotta clear it first. Okay, motion passes. On student B, do we have a motion to follow staff recommendation? Motion by Mr. Clay. Do we have a second? Second by Mr. Durio. All right, all vote. Okay, motion passes. Next item is to approve council recommendation on VSEG fees. We have a motion by Mr. Clay, second by Mr. Poche.
Mr. Pote, I just want to clarify
Yes, sir.
that I will not be speaking on it tonight, being that we have that December 11th meeting,
Right,
and then I'll discuss.
you
this.
want,
Yeah,
postpone till
May
11.
11th, I'm sorry, I don't know what I said.
Okay, so let's vote on this
Merry
one. Right.
Christmas, man.
Approve council recommendation in VSEG.
Wow.
Who's that?
Was this motion, I apologize.
The motion was to approve council's recommendation in VSEG fees.
Okay.
I pressed the wrong button.
Motion passes. It should be 8 with Mr. Poche.
Yeah, but I don't want them to see it, I voted no.
Oh, okay.
I voted yes.
Okay, I got you.
I will, no.
All right. So any other things we gotta
I
approve?
don't believe my
No.
terms.
All right, then motion to, motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn by Mr. Poche. Second by Mr. Clay. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
That's a good deed.
Yes, I'm allowed.
I think I didn't want to make a motion because